All right, good morning. Welcome to Walk-Feb Recovery. We have some guests here this morning. They're going to do some readings for us, and then we're going to shoot around and reflect on those readings. So with that, I'd like to start with the daily reflections.
Just for the day.
I'm sorry, just for today.
Let's say my name.
Sure.
My name is John, I'm an alcoholic addict.
Morning, John.
February 11th. A curse into a blessing. That's a good one. We have become very grateful in the course of our recovery. We have a disease, but we do recover. Basic text, page 8. Active addiction was no picnic. Many of us barely came out of it alive. But ranking against the disease, lamenting what it has done to us, pitying ourselves for the condition it has left us in, these things can only keep us locked in the spirit of bitterness and resentment. The path to freedom and spiritual growth begins where bitterness ends with acceptance. There is no denying the suffering brought by addiction. Yet it was this disease that brought us to Narcotics Anonymous. Without it, we would neither have sought nor found the blessing of recovery. In isolating us, it forced us to seek fellowship. In causing us to suffer, it gave us the experience needed to help others. Help no one else was so uniquely suited to offer. In forcing us to our knees, addiction gave us the opportunity to surrender to the care of a loving higher power. We would not wish the disease of addiction on anyone, but the fact remains that we addicts already have this disease, and further, that without this disease we may never have embarked on our spiritual journey. Thousands of people search their whole lives for what we have found in Narcotics Anonymous. Fellowship, a sense of purpose, and conscious contact with the higher power today. We are grateful for everything that has brought us this blessing. Just for today, I will accept the fact of my disease and pursue the blessing of my recovery.
Thanks for reading, John. Does anybody want to share on that?
Yeah, I can. I mean, I can. Now, well, I knew it was a disease a few years ago, but now I really understand that yes, it's a disease, and I look at it as a disease when I go back out, even though it's my choice. But I always tell everybody, yeah, the things I've done when under the influence of whatever it was, you know, and now I'm back in recovery and I'm doing better than I ever had.
Yeah.
And I'm taking it serious, you know. I go, hell, that's just another chapter in the book that I may write one day.
Yeah.
You know. And I do tell people, you know, trying to explain to them, especially young, you know, what addiction is. You know, I mean, we have a kid on the job. He got a house right now. I ain't gonna say the house name, but he wants to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to him and everything, and I told Mike about him, and Mike told me tell the kid to give him a call. Did a little screening over the phone. The kid had some trouble with his insurance. He said his insurance gonna kick in first, and Mike probably gonna get him in here because he's only 24 years old. He only got 60 days clean.
Mm-hmm.
The house he's in is off the chain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I told him, man, he said he want to get out there, and I said, I think you better get out there before you join them because you're young.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I talk to a lot of people. Some listen. I mean, when you tell them when you're ready, you'll stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Agreed.
Yeah, just like people talk to me till he was blue in the face, but all I wanted to do was get away from me so I could give me $10. So yeah, that's all I wanted. But yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, it's nice to help other people. Then I'll be starting school in March as an addictions counselor.
Excellent.
You know, so I've got a lot to give back.
Oh, thanks for sharing, John. Appreciate that. Can we get the 24 hours a day reading?
Yeah, I'm John. I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, John. Good morning.
John.
Morning, gentlemen. John, where are you going to school for that? Did you already tell me?
And went to community college, 1 mile.
That's a great program.
February 11th. Thought for the day. If we're gonna stay sober, we've got to want something else more than we want to drink. When we came into AA, we couldn't imagine wanting anything else so much or more than drinking. So we had to stop drinking on faith that someday we really would want something else more than drinking. But after we've been in AA for a while, we learned that a sober life can really be enjoyed. We learn how nice it is to get along well with our family, how nice it is to work well, whether at home or outside, and how nice it is to help others. Have I found that when I stay sober, everything goes well for me? Meditation for the day. There's almost no work in life so hard as waiting. And yet God wants me to wait. All motion is more easy than calm waiting, and yet I must wait until God shows me His will. So,
Thanks for reading.
it's not over. I stopped because there's something coming in the back phone. So many people have marred their work and hindered the growth of their spiritual lives by too much activity. If I wait patiently, preparing myself always, I will someday be at a place where I want to be. And much toil and activity could not have accomplished the journey so soon. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may wait patiently. I pray that I may trust God and keep preparing myself for a better life.
Any thoughts on that? Anybody want to share on that? I read that one this morning. My name's Ryan W., alcoholic. I read that one this morning, and it made me realize, and what I'm learning now is that the key to not wanting a drink is to have something that you want more than having that drink. And to me, that's just happening naturally right now in my recovery. So I feel like simple things like getting a car back, getting a job, having relationships are easy now because I'm more of my natural self than I have ever been. And I guess you get what you deserve in life. And relationships were really hard for me, romantic relationships, friendships, because I was always stretching to other people's wants and desires. But I find in the relationships that I have now, it's so simple and easy because I'm myself. And the people that like me for that gravitate towards me, and it's effortless. Making people happy, effortless. People are very complimentary, and I feel like I'm getting away with something. I'm not doing anything. I'm not working hard. I'm just being genuine and authentic. And the people in my life now, I think that means a lot too. So I'm super grateful for that. Thanks for letting me share on that.
You know what? I understand when you said the blessings and everything, you feel like you don't deserve them, or I feel the same way. Plus, that was a topic in another program.
Okay.
How everything go right. We feel, why these people feeling this way towards me?
Right.
I be feeling that. I be feeling that same way. Sometimes I be like,
exactly.
Yeah. What is it? After a while, it becomes a good feeling.
It does.
To be
really
appreciated
does.
for something good rather than something crazy you did out on the street. And
Yep.
everything. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
John, did you want to say something about what you?
No, not really. I mean, I appreciate what John said. I'm just, in the midst of coming out of a train wreck.
Yeah.
Everything around, we're close to it. I mean, it's getting better. Thank God my kids and my mom and my brother and everybody's still alive and well and supportive. one thing for certain, I don't know what it would be like to be on the other side. Never had a girlfriend, I've never had a kid, I've never had a parent. I do have a brother that's in recovery, but he's been, when he was in the Navy, he actually got kicked out of the Navy because he was a train wreck, and he got sober, and he has, by all accounts, stayed that way. Well, you guys have heard me say I'd rather be drunk than his kind of sober, because he's just really, well, he is, he's just mean and controlling.
Oh,
One day I'm gonna have to tell him that, because I feel bad saying something about somebody that's not in the
There's a
room.
name for that.
What's that?
A dry drunk.
Yeah, he,
yeah.
I mean, I used to work with him up in PA doing houses, and he had a best friend, Denny, that was in the program, and both of them have been sober a long time. And he would yell at Denny. In fact, the only time I went to an opening day baseball game was because he and Denny got into a fight, and he had 2 tickets to see the Phillies. Of course, I wasn't invited until he blew up and had a fight with Denny, so it felt like sloppy seconds.
Uh-huh.
You know, but I did get to see an opening day Phillies game. But I really would rather die in the gutter alone and insane than be being sober and acting like that. The moral of the story is this thing for me is about change. And I think I'm a nice guy. I mean, there's some guys here that probably think I'm an asshole because I come at them sideways.
No, I'm just joking.
But, I mean, I would do anything to help anybody, and I know I'm a nice guy. I just have a bad problem
Yeah.
that, left to its own devices, could lead you to the conclusion that I'm hopeless or an asshole,
Yeah.
you know? So, I mean, I think these things are nice. You know, it's obviously like a men's meeting to me. I went to a men's meeting on Friday night for years.
Uh-huh.
I loved it. In fact, I probably told these guys I ended up buying a Fat Boy because all the guys in the meeting rode. They were all real hardcore, and it's exactly where I belonged. I knew the minute I walked in that room, this is where I belong.
Yeah.
A bunch of biker dudes that took no shit at all.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to sit down at the table in the middle of the room. They're like, "No, you sit over there." I swear. I was like, "Okay." I mean, I was ready. I had just hit a telephone pole over 100 miles an hour and walked away.
Hmm.
And that kept me sober a long time. Now I hit one on the streets of Baltimore, metaphorical telephone pole. And I don't feel bad talking because there's only a couple guys here. Generally, I don't talk too much, you know.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it, John. Next, we're going to read the 24 hours a day daily reflections. These are the daily reflections. The limits of self-reliance. We asked ourselves why we had them. Wasn't it because self-reliance failed us? Alcoholics Anonymous, page 68. All of my character defects separate me from God's will. When I ignore my association with Him, I face the world and my alcoholism alone and must depend on self-reliance. I have never found security and happiness through self-will, and the only result is a life of fear and discontent. God provides the path back to Him and to His gift of serenity and comfort. First, however, I must be willing to acknowledge my fears and understand their source and power over me. I frequently ask God to help me understand how I separate myself from Him.
Thank you, Ron.
Bobby?
Anybody got anything to say about the last reading? Okay, well, what I like.
I'm gonna say this in what I told you at the beginning. I know it's wrong. It's a resentment. It's a resentment that I've had for 30-something years towards God because of something that happened 30-something years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my little son went to sleep and never woke up. I still hold that resentment, and I tell people, you know, I know that there is God, but I just have some bad feelings towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's still a relationship.
I mean, I know there is God, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still have bad feelings.
I understand.
I spoke about it at meetings, but one day ago, I guess, you know, yeah, because I told Bobby, and we're gonna not, don't want to be holding church over here, you know. Even though it's not, you know, do your little readings, I mean, that's cool, you know, yeah, I'm cool with it.
I'm glad you said that though, John, because like, you got 30 years worth, so do I.
Yeah, man.
Right, and I mean, you never know who got the same problem, and you never. But what I want to talk about from the readings, as what you spoke about for just for the day, when we talked about addiction, you know, and how addiction can bring us to recovery, how recovery can take us to being a counselor, being a lawyer, being a judge. You know, it opens the door. So I want to speak on that matter because losing a child, such as I did, right. 30 years, never been to the funeral. I mean, I'm sorry, the gravesite. You know, so I understand that. But I'm talking about self-reliance, how we can rely on God because we got that's the air we breathe and it's the breath of life because we still here. We got an opportunity. And I say the doors are open now for us to do the things that we should be doing. And the common theme from all the books was help, self-reliance on God as opposed to us because we couldn't do nothing. And listen to what I'm going to say, how we can get into recovery and now all these doors begin to open up like you're about to go to school, such as I. You know, like these things happen, like Ryan going to a job interview today. These things happen. Like, the opportunity for us to be right here, right now, talking about these things, getting it off our chest. We can rely on God, you know. So in that, what I'm saying is the doors are open now. Right, and again, the common thing is help because someone helped me get here, just like someone helped them get here. And even with that being said, we weren't born on our own. We had help to be born, if we can understand what I'm saying, right? So the door is open. Walk through it. That's what I'm saying. Walk through the door. And so I like what John said about the brother who needs help, even though he's clean today, you know. And it's not just recovery from drugs. It's not just recovery from alcohol. It's recovery from life situations. And that's where I'm at today, right? And I wanted to bring all them things together, and I said the common thing was help, and we do need that. But how about we can be a help to others? Because when we hear somebody got to say, we get it off our chest, but we can help somebody else.
Yeah.
If it make any sense to you, you know.
But
So
of course it makes sense.
yes,
I mean, I don't think I've ever met anybody in the rooms that was objectionable. Most people are nice, helpful,
Yeah.
and one of the things I remember from a while ago is that, you know, I said to this guy who ended up being my sponsor, I said, man, I got a really tough gig going on. He said, it's really hard. He said, what is it? I said, well, I want to ask this girl to the AA dance. He said, that ain't hard. He said, what's hard is you asking for help
Yeah.
last week or whatever. He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
Pointed out that just in the minute of the moment, what I thought was hard. That's why a sponsor is so helpful, you know?
Yeah.
John, that ain't hard. What's hard is you showing up and being here.
yeah. And there go the word help again. And I recall what you said the other day in some of the words, with the world is at our disposal. The world is at our feet. You know, all these opportunities are available for us for helping someone else, but to get help to get there. You know, the assistance that we need to go to school, such as John. You know, financial aid, some people need that.
Yeah, I'm doing the
You know.
same thing. I was
Yeah.
on Anne Arundel County
Yeah,
State
yeah,
looking to get, you know, work on that. I think that would be cool. I mean, I don't think there's any better way for me to stay sober than if I was in a place, you know, like they said, you go to a barber shop long enough, you get a haircut.
Absolutely.
So if I work in the business, then it seems to me like it would be constantly on my mind. Like being at a place like this and taking guys to meetings every night. You know I love to talk, so I'd be blasting them with wisdoms, you know, like, you know, meeting makers make it, or where have you been? And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's also a heartbreaking business,
Yeah.
you know.
There's the flip side.
It can be it can be, well, it's tough and it's deadly.
But doing that'll keep you sober too.
Yeah,
Look
Yeah.
Look at Daryl, been here 20-something, you know Daryl, houseman, I don't know what. he
I
do.
don't.
But he been here 20-something years,
Wow.
and he hardcore sometimes,
Yeah.
but he like to have fun.
Yeah?
But you talk to him, he'll say, we keep him sober.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
we laugh and joke and everything, but when it comes to serious talk about recovery, that's the man.
Gotcha.
yeah, you can't argue with success, and you
Yeah.
you certainly can't argue with the kind of success that I wanna hitch my wagon to.
Right.
I mean, if a guy's got 10 years, you're not gonna find me saying shit about him. You know, if he's got 20 years, he's approaching, you know, monument status.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So,
So again, I want to thank everybody that came. You know, thank y'all for y'all sharing, y'all reading, and y'all assistance in what's going on today. So again, thank y'all.
are we done?
And for you watching us today, we really appreciate you joining us, and we will see you again soon.